Monday Night Sport with Luke Ashmead here on BBC Three Counties Radio. How you doing, all right? Good? Right, time to talk baseball. We are fast approaching the end of the regular National Baseball League, or the regular season, I should say. The Hearts Falcons are well placed. Let's catch up with all the news from one of the fastest growing clubs in our area, with a Hearts Baseball board member and a bit of an expert, let's be honest with you. Welcome back to the show, Joe Gray. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Luke. How you doing?
Not too bad at all. Welcome back onto the programme.
Thank you very much.
How would you assess the season from a Falcons perspective, then?
I think it'd be slightly arrogant for the club to say it's gone as we expected, but there have been years of hard preparation that have gone into building a club of this nature. So it's reward for all the hard work. There's still a lot more hard work that needs to be done, but some of the teams are in very good positions now in the various tiers of British baseball, and we're hoping, as our president Aspie said, to have something of an invasion of Farnham Park in September. Farnham Park being this new facility for baseball in the country, something like Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, very exciting. With 2 wins versus South London Pirates on Sunday, then the Falcons secured an automatic place in the postseason playoffs. But just explain for the uninitiated how this is going to work. So we'll talk about the other teams in a moment, but for the Falcons, they've secured a place in the playoffs, but they can still win the league. Is that right?
Yeah. So the regular season, as you correctly described it, is a league competition. There's some excitement and merit to be had from winning that, but really all the teams are excited about is getting through to the playoffs. So if you win the regular season, you get you get the pennant, as it's called in baseball.
Right.
But the main thing it does is get you an automatic berth through to the finals, which are contested between the 4 teams. If you finish below the top 2, you have to win your way through a series of playoffs, so that puts in the potential for a banana skin. So certainly finishing in the top 2 is very, very reassuring, because it means you're definitely going to be there on the 14th and 15th of September for the national finals.
And the Falcons need to win both games to finish top of the table, and then they'll secure, as you say, top seeding for the semi-finals.
Exactly, yeah, which just makes their life a little bit easier. Although they're going to need to beat good competition whatever happens, and they've never won the national title before. But something working in their favour is they're facing the Essex Redbacks on the final weekend of the season, which is coming up, and they're a new team to the league. They've struggled a little bit, as any new team might, and put up commendable performances, but not one of the stronger teams in the division at this stage. So that's another sort of positive for the club.
Tell me about this Farnham Park, then. It's not a million miles away from us in Slough. There was quite a bit of money invested in this from Sport England, and this is very exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, so for a long time, the major games have been rotated around different club venues for the equivalents of the Villa Parks and the Old Traffords, although they don't look quite as good as that. But now we have something which is more like a Wembley, so it's had more investment in it than any facility in the modern history of the game for baseball and softball specifically, and it really has the potential to become a home for the sport, and hopefully lead to much more involvement from players and other individuals, and therefore taking the sport up to the next level. We might one day be able to shake that tag of being a minority sport, but who knows.
But Major League Baseball have been involved in this, haven't they?
Yeah, there's multiple sources of funding have gone into this.
So they look. I mean, this is another way of recruiting. There's a possibility that we could see, British baseball players playing in the States.
There are players from other European countries who've sort of developed in their system, who've gone across and now made it to the major leagues, which is really, really good. Sort of talking about the Netherlands and Italy. We're not quite there yet. It's a possibility. Probably, if I had to be slightly more cynical, I'd say they're looking more to globalise the popularity of the sport, because obviously they can make money from, which they're perfectly entitled to do. And if it's a benefit for us, then we're going to take it with both hands.
No, totally. Really interesting interesting stuff. Let's just talk about some of the other teams as well. What about the Hawks? They'll qualify for the playoffs in the Double A League, won't they? Which is the third tier.
Yeah, and this is beautifully set up. So, in fact, we're still waiting to find out what the result was in a game between Kent and Southampton on Sunday. If we believe that Southampton have won that, if indeed they did, then the Hearts are through to the playoffs. The last 6 teams left standing in the southern region for the third tier of baseball. If they didn't, then it's actually in the Hawks' own hands, because the team they need to finish ahead of, the Kent Mariners, are going to be playing up at Grove Hill Ballpark in Hemel on Sunday. So it's in their hands. It's almost like the schedule's been fixed to set up this the showdown on the final day of the regular season.
It's nice when that happens, isn't it? And the Raptors as well. Tell me about the Raptors. Is that a team, a lesser ranked team further down?
Yeah, so they're in the fourth tier, which is the bottom tier. And I won't say it on air, but there's a rude word that rhymes with rap, and they've had a bit of a nickname which isn't the Raptors for a few years. And they are so just absolutely overjoyed to have gone from being the Whipping Boys, really, to being one of the strongest, if not the strongest teams in their tier in the country. So they are absolutely thrilled to be involved in the postseason. Normally they're used to packing up their kit bags at the end of August, right, and that's it for the year. But they're involved in the postseason. They'll go in as as one of the favourites to win the title at that level, and that's brilliant.
We've just mentioned the Harriers and the Cardinals as well. We're fast running out of time, and there's a couple of other bits I wanted to ask you about as well. Just the Harriers and the Cardinals.
Yeah, so the future of baseball, we've got under 17 teams and under 14 teams, both of whom have qualified for their respective national playoffs at the quarter-final stage. The Hearts Harriers have will go in the under 17 team as top seeds, and the under 14 team are more outsiders. But they're both still in there. It's brilliant for all the youngsters who've put much time and effort into that to still be in there in the thick of things.
Just an incredible club. It just goes from strength to strength, and at the moment and throughout August the club are running various open baseball sessions, aren't they, and kind of summer baseball camps and events where people can get involved.
Yeah, there's been no better time probably to get into baseball if you're in Hertfordshire. There's teams at every level for different age groups, different abilities, people who've never touched a baseball in their life to experienced players, and the whole range of ways which you can get into it that should hopefully provide a time that's convenient for everyone who's interested. So for that, I'm sure you were going to kindly plug the website for us anyway, but heartsbaseball.com, our website, will have all the information on that for anyone who's interested in getting into sport. As I say, that's anyone from 6 and upwards, boys and girls, men and women. Please come along.
Heartsbaseball.com is where it's at. So listen, Joe, always good to catch up with you. Thanks for your time, really appreciate it.
Much.
There we go. There's Joe Gray, who pretty much knows everything there is to know about baseball in the universe, I would say. 3 Counties Sport, Monday Night Sport this evening.